Turning now to your money on this Monday morning. So April is Financial Literacy Month and a perfect time to think about retirement savings. You know, Americans could stash more in their 401ks and sit on their nest eggs longer under Secure Act 2.0. The House of Representatives just passed the bill, which is one step closer to becoming law. Local financial professional Brian Levy from BML Wealth Management joins us to share what you need to know, because sometimes these things can be a little bit confusing. Brian, good morning to you. Thanks for being with us.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
So tell us, what is it? What is this?
Well, yeah, so it's a bill, and it's an extension of what they did back in 2019. I know it's hard to think about what happened before the pandemic, but it has a lot of bipartisan support. But really what it is, as you already mentioned, is it's designed to help people save more. It's designed to improve the already difficult retirement rules that are out there. And it's designed to lower the cost to small business owners to establish retirement plans for their employees, because half of the private sector employees didn't even contribute to a 401k.
So what are the most significant changes that are, included in this bill?
So there's some big things. The first one is what we call the required minimum distribution. And so if you're familiar, the retirement accounts you have at work or 401ks, any retirement plan, a lot of people forget that they've never paid taxes. So you get a tax benefit to put the money in, but when you take it out, it's taxable. And so the government says, hey, at a certain age, you got to start pulling money out of there and paying your fair share of taxes. So one of the changes that the first act did is it said, hey, you can delay taking money out of there, which means you grow your retirement nest egg longer to age 72. Now with this new bill they're proposing, it could go all the way to age 75.
Wow.
So they allow it to grow even more. So they're kicking the can down the road. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
And then when we look at changes to the physical 401k retirement savings plan, what are we talking about there?
A couple things. So there's a couple things, Melvin. There's from ages 62 to 64, there's something called a catch-up contribution. It just means you can put more into the retirement account when you're at the later stages of life. So instead of $6,500 as a catch-up contribution, they're going to allow $10,000, which is, of course, a huge increase. And, I think we laugh, but getting old is a bipartisan, everybody has bipartisan support for that. So I think the key is they're going to continue to put things in there that allows people to put more away down the road. And as I mentioned before, half of the private sector didn't even put money in a 401k. Right. So they're going to start auto-enrolling people into the 401k when they start a new job. And you could opt out, but they're trying to urge you to continue to put money in there to save for your own retirement and not rely on Social Security.
Right. Rather than having to opt in, you'll have to take the step to opt out, hoping to get more people in there. But, research has shown that it takes people 20 years to pay off their student loans. And that's one of the big problems, is that people are saying, well, I can't start saving for retirement because I've still got this mountain of debt that I need to pay. So does this bill address some of that problem, the student loan crisis?
It does. I think they should start addressing the cost of college first.
Amen. Say that again.
Bajillion dollars.
Yeah, I'm scared for my children. They're, under 10, so I'm worried what that's going to be.
I'm right there with you.
But you're right. So this does allow, and actually this is one of the interesting parts about the bill, is they said, hey, it's tough for people to pay off college debt and save for retirement. So what they're going to allow is, assuming it passes, is the ability to, when an employee pays down their student loan debt, the employer will use that as technically a retirement contribution, and they'll be able to match the amount that they're paying off the student loan with. So the employer will put into their 401k, let's call it, the amount that they're paying down their student loan debt. So I think it's a cool idea. It's definitely different. It's, like I said, kind of addressing the student loan issue on the back end. But I think it's a good idea, because most people, I have employees, they say, it's tough. I can't put that much money away because I have a lot of other things to pay for.
And I think, thank you so much for your insight today, Brian. But, before we let you go, I think even if you think you can't afford it, even if you put $50, $25, when I first started working, God, like in the fall of 2005, I didn't think I could afford it. I was a teacher. I was making like $38,000 a year. I didn't think I could afford it. And one of the people on campus said to me, just do something, Melvin, like just do something. And if he wouldn't have done that, and I had worked there for 3 years and I didn't contribute, it really set just kind of a safe way for me. So I think just do something, even if you think you can't, even if it's just a little, just do something, right?
Absolutely. And the key is, Melvin, like you said, have it automatically happen, right? You're not going to miss that $50 a month or that $100 a month.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not out of sight, out of mind, right? So I definitely agree. Start early. Time in the market is more important than timing the market. So just start putting money away for a rainy day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Great advice. And great advice from you too.
Thanks, guys.